Hi, my name is Scott Converse, and I'm the founder and president of Tinkermill. And I want to talk a little bit today about a new concept that we put together with the Longmont Community Foundation and Erica Zempa. It's called the Longmont Entrepreneurial Fund. And the idea behind it is fairly simple. This is kind of how it works. So if you take money from donors, and you take that money, and you put it into a fund, the Longmont Entrepreneurial Fund. It's held at the Longmont Community Foundation. That fund will then be used to help entrepreneurs to create new companies, primarily by helping them figure out ways to do their first prototypes. So what the Longmont Community Foundation will then do is take this money and it will donate it to a charity. In this case, it's going to be Tinkermill, primarily because Tinkermill is an existing 501c3 that specifically does a lot of stuff to help entrepreneurs and startups get going, particularly around prototyping and creating new products. What Tinkermill will then do is take that money and it will grant it out to different companies and individuals at Tinkermill that are trying to create new prototypes. And as some of you may know, Tinkermill is a place that's full of tools: 3D printers, laser cutters, pick and place machines, wood shop, metal shop, huge amount of knowledge here in the community on how to make and build things. So these people out here will create different types of products, and what we'll do is give them a grant of somewhere between, we're not 100% sure yet, but let's say $1,000 to maybe $25,000. And they will then use that money to create the prototype. So if they want, say somebody wants to create the prototype of a new type of bicycle helmet made of a new material, that would cost $5,000 or $10,000. We would grant them that, and we would ask in return that these companies pledge back to Tinkermill a percentage of their equity, somewhere between 0.25% to maybe 2% of the company. And as you know, in the startup world, the majority of companies do fail. Somewhere between 6 to 8 out of 10 will probably fail. But the ones that hit, the ones that actually hit, will create dollars. Some of them big dollars. So what happens then when that hits to that particular money? Well, we're going to treat it kind of like what a venture capital fund does, is we're going to take 80% of that money and give it back to the limited partner, the LP, in this case, the Longmont Entrepreneurial Fund. And then we're going to take 10% and give that back to Tinkermill, and another 10% will go back to the Longmont Community Foundation to do good works and to do more good works here. So what happens is this really very cool kind of circular feeding system that creates this very powerful engine that allows you to bring in donations that are tax deductible to the Longmont Community Foundation, which then grants those to an entity, which can be Tinkermill, it can be another entity, and we are hoping over time there will be several of these in Longmont, that will then help entrepreneurs to create new products, which will create wealth, which then gets recycled back into the system, creating more entrepreneurs, creating more wealth, really creating a startup ecosystem for Longmont. In addition, we would like very much to make it possible for these donors, the people who are putting the money in to make this happen, for them to get something in return, besides just a really nice tax deduction. We're going to create something called the Angel Investor Match. Angel Investor Match. And these donors will be able to see the companies out here before anybody else. They will effectively get a first shot at investing in these companies as angel investors. So what happens by putting money into the Longmont Entrepreneurial Fund, it's run by Longmont Community Foundation, and then granted to an entity like Tinkermill, which invests it into people doing startup companies, is you'll get, by putting this money in, you'll get first shot before any venture capitalists, before any other professional angels, before, frankly, anybody. So you'll get the best pricing, the best possible equity amounts. So it really is a community-oriented nonprofit that has behind it the ability to create an angel network through an angel investor match to find the best possible stuff. And this really lets us focus things in on Longmont. So right now there are, as you know, a lot of people out there that don't have a place to put money into their local community, and we think that this will give a lens, a focus effectively to the investors, potential investors here in Longmont. So that's the Longmont Entrepreneurial Fund, brought to you by Longmont Community Foundation and helped by and supported from them here at Tinkermill. Thank you.